Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're journeying deep into the past, a staggering 3.7 million years ago, to a time when our own ancestors were just beginning to walk upright. But they weren't alone. Imagine a bird, but not just any bird. Picture an ostrich, then supersize it. We're talking about a creature that stood over 10 feet tall and weighed more than a polar bear. This wasn't a creature from a fantasy novel. This was a real-life giant that roamed the plains of what is now Europe. So, what was this colossal bird? Scientists have unearthed its remains, painting a picture of a flightless behemoth, possibly one of the largest birds ever to have lived. For a long time, the story of early humans, our hominin ancestors, was centered primarily on Africa. It's the cradle of humankind, right? That's where we find iconic fossils like Lucy, the Australopithecus afarensis, who lived around 3.2 million years ago. But this giant bird throws a fascinating wrinkle into that story. The fossils of this massive ostrich ancestor were discovered far from Africa, in a cave in Crimea. Radiometric dating places them at around 3.7 million years old. Now here's where it gets really interesting. At the same site, archaeologists also found stone tools and the bones of other large mammals, like mammoths and rhinos, bearing distinct cut marks. These weren't random scratches. They were the telltale signs of butchery. This discovery is a bombshell for paleoanthropology. It suggests that while Lucy and her relatives were evolving in Africa, another group of early humans, or a closely related species, was not only surviving but thriving in the colder, harsher climates of Eurasia. They were skilled enough to hunt or scavenge massive prey and clever enough to create the tools to process them. This raises a huge question. Who were these ancient people? Were they an early wave of hominins who migrated out of Africa much earlier than we previously thought? The traditional out-of-Africa model suggests the first major migration happened with Homo erectus around 1.8 million years ago. These findings could push that date back by nearly 2 million years. Or, could it be a case of parallel evolution? Is it possible that a separate lineage of hominins evolved in Eurasia independently? This idea is more controversial, but the evidence forces us to consider all possibilities. Let's think about what life must have been like for them. These weren't the lush savannas of Africa. This was a challenging environment. Surviving here would have required incredible adaptability, social cooperation for hunting large game, and the intelligence to create effective tools and strategies. And they shared this world with a giant bird. Was this enormous creature a source of food? An egg from a bird that size would have been an incredible prize, providing a massive caloric boost. Or was it a terrifying competitor, a creature to be avoided at all costs? The very presence of these hominins in Eurasia 3.7 million years ago forces us to rethink the timeline of human migration and intelligence. It complicates the beautiful, linear story we often tell ourselves about our own origins. The reality, as is often the case in science, is much messier, more complex, and far more exciting. It suggests a vast, interconnected ancient world where different groups of our ancestors experimented with different ways of life in different parts of the globe. These discoveries are like finding a few pages from a book where we thought we had the whole story. They don't give us all the answers, but they give us better questions to ask. Who were these Eurasian pioneers? What was their relationship to the African hominins like Lucy? And how did they manage to survive in a land of mammoths and giant birds? Each new fossil, each stone tool, adds another piece to this grand puzzle of our shared human story. It shows that the drive to explore, to adapt, and to innovate is something that has been part of our lineage for millions of years. It's a legacy written in stone and bone, scattered across continents, waiting to be discovered. The story of human evolution isn't a straight line but a sprawling, branching tree with roots deeper and wider than we ever imagined. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey back in time. What do you think about this discovery? Does it change how you see human origins? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video and want to explore more mysteries from our ancient past, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next one.